$7,500. That's how much I paid for this 2004 Mercedes E55 AMG with over 180,000 miles. Now, on the off chance that somebody actually watches this and is still watching it, I'd like to apologize in advance for any mistakes or just poor quality video that you might encounter here. This is my first video. I just kind of wanted to make a quick introduction to both the car and the channel. Anyways, again, this is a 2004 E55, also known as the 211 chassis from Mercedes, which basically encompasses all E-classes from 2003 to 2009. The E55 being made from 2003 to 2006, and the last few years of this body style being the E63. This does have the M113K motor, which is a 5.5 liter supercharged V8. And back in 2004, this made 470 horsepower and over 500 pound-feet of torque. And honestly, up to this point, feels like it's still pushing those numbers pretty well, even after 20 years and almost 200,000 miles. Now, again, being 20 years old is not going to be perfect. It does have some flaws. The bumper over here has a nice crack in it. The side marker likes to pop out. The fender itself has a little wave there, you can kind of see it. Wheels have curb damage. There's some paint issues on the other side I'll show you guys in a second. But overall, pretty much how you see it is how I got it. Give you guys a quick shot of the interior. This is a two-tone Merlot interior with the obsidian black paint. Kind of a wine red. Seats are overall in pretty good condition. And there's the kicker. 183,000 miles. Now, to get this thing running and driving, I didn't have to do a whole lot. The tires that were on it were from 2015. They were bald, dry rotted. Replaced those, had all the fluids changed, oil change, the diff serviced, and a transmission drain and fill. And besides that, the only other issue was a water leak in the trunk area, which is common on these. Basically, the taillights, the weather stripping itself for the trunk, these little grommets on the drip channels, as well as the third brake light, all are prone to leaking. I had water coming in through the little grommets and the drip trays, so we took everything apart, replaced everything that needed to get replaced, and so far so good. Now here is probably the worst part of the car, I would say. At some point in its life, this quarter panel here was repainted. You can kind of see where the clear is failing or peeling. And just another big chunk of clear missing. Brand new Continental tires. Some more curb rash. We'll talk about those numbers in a second. So besides tires and fluids and the gaskets, the only other thing I really had to do was put a battery in it. I did let it sit for about a month before I started driving it. But that's pretty much it. So under 10 grand I had in it and had it all sorted. It does have keyless entry, panoramic sunroof, heated and cooled seats, the active curve lighting, the rear sunshade. Overall, in pretty clean condition, I would say. The car drives flawlessly, tracks straight, no noises, no vibrations, no issues. And I drove it like that for maybe a couple of weeks. And those numbers that you see there on the glass are from our next adventure, which is when we actually took it to the drag strip. And that's where the other fun stories begin. Here's a shot of that motor. 5.5 liters of AMG goodness. And that's pretty much it. Now I say under 10 grand because to get this running and driving wasn't too bad. At this point, I am over 10 grand into this 20-year-old AMG with over 180,000 miles. But we can talk about that another day. Anyways, if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, let me know. I'll see you on the next one.